What's up YouTube, jDantastic here, and this is Dragon Ball Xenoverse. This is the PS4 version. This is my Majin character, Majin jDantastic. I just created her the other day, and she is pretty sweet. She's going to be a key build, and while I'm playing today, I'm just going to do some training, PQs, doing some leveling up and stuff like that, and I figured I would talk about the balance of the game. And I know a lot of the other YouTubers have been talking about, is the game balanced, is it unbalanced, and everyone's giving their opinions. And so I figured that I would throw in my 2 cents. So far, it's kind of confusing. So the way that I look at it is that if someone were to ask me, is Dragon Ball Xenoverse currently, without the new level cap, level 99, which by the time this video goes up, there will be a new level 3 or a new level cap and DLC 3 pack will be released. Do I think the game before the DLC 3 pack is unbalanced? And the answer to that question is no. I don't think the game itself is unbalanced. The problem is that when you set the game up this way and you have it so that people can create their own characters and stats, obviously people are going to gravitate towards the 2 builds that the game offers that are going to offer them the most wins, and that is going to be a character who is very attack heavy, someone who's very powerful, or someone who's very key heavy, someone who's very blast powerful. And that's just how it is. I mean, there's really no escaping that when you give people the ability to create a character and then kind of let them have their way with it. Now, obviously you can only have, 3 skill point, or 100 skill points per category, but we've seen it already. People are going to overload those. And so if you go to play online, then you're either playing against someone that has 100 in attack or 100 in key blast. I don't think that makes it unbalanced. I don't think that makes the game unbalanced. I think that's just the nature of people. That's how people are game. They're going to build a character that is going to net them the most wins, and it only makes sense because people want to play to win. The reason that I say that is not unbalanced is because if everyone played the game to where they built a character that they felt was strong and useful, and they didn't necessarily balance out the stats, but if they went into their attribute section here and see, like, I'm dumping everything into Ki Blast Supers because I know if I go online I'm going to need a character that has a solid Ki Blast attack, and I have another character that has 100 in basic attack, because I know that if I go play online I'm going to need those high stats, otherwise I'm not going to win online, and that's just the bottom truth of it, And so, but if everyone were to build their characters with like, oh, I'm going to put some in health, I'm going to put some in key, I'm going to put most of it in attack, but I'm still going to put some on strike supers and some in key blast, so that way I still have it there if I need it. Whereas right now, people are just leaving zeros. They're just leaving zeros in certain categories. And I don't think that makes the game unbalanced. It's not the game's fault that that's how people are going to play it. Now, obviously, that's how people are going to play it. So, it's kind of hard. I mean, what do you do to prevent that? Do you make the level caps smaller so that you have to distribute the points? I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe right now the number of points that they give us that are able to be distributed per category, maybe the cap should be like 50, but keep the point count the same, so that way you can't make any one stat so much higher than another stat. I think that's the only way that you could, quote unquote, balance the game out a little bit, because, I mean, how else are you going to do it? Now, having said that, do I think that now with DLC 3, why is it so hard for me to say, DLC 3 pack came out, the level cap is going to be 99. It's going to be really hard to reach level 99. It's not going to be something that's easily done, so it's going to take quite a bit of time. I'm sure by the time this video is out, well, there might be one person at like level 99, but I doubt it. There's going to be too many people at level 99. Do I think that is going to skew the stats and make the game unbalanced? Now, no, I don't think that's going to make the game any more unbalanced. If anything, I think it might balance the game out more, because that way, now that people already have their max stats, they're going to have the option to put more points into a category that's not just attack and not just key. I mean, obviously, yes, they can put the rest into stamina or put the rest into to be able to charge up a ton. But I mean, it's not going to change. I don't think it's going to change the gameplay that much. I mean, the characters online are effectively going to be the same. I don't think we're going to see too much of a change. People are going to use the same strategies that they're using right now. And so like I said, I think the only way to combat that is to have a limit that forces people to distribute their points, accordingly. And maybe what they should have done was on a race by race, thing, which they kind of did a little bit. Some races have boosts in certain areas, and some other races have boosts in certain areas. But not really. Maybe what they should have done per race is certain caps on where you can distribute your attribute points. So maybe like a Saiyan can take their attack up to 75, but the Earthling can only take their basic attack up to 60. But the Earthling can take their stamina, since they're so resilient, up to 80, and the Saiyan can only take their stamina up to... Balance it out that way, then I think that would kind of throw a wrench in some people's spokes, and it would change the game up a little bit, and they might not know how to play it. That's going to make it a little bit differently. But now we're already down this path, so I think the game is fine. I mean, it kind of stinks to have to cater to one of the two builds that people are playing online. I mean, it kind of sucks. Like, oh well, I guess I'll play this type of character, because if I don't, I'm gonna lose the game. Yes, that does kind of stink. But I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your suggestions? I mean, drop a comment down below and tell me what you think could help balance out the game, And I mean, eventually, if they keep raising the level cap, which 99, I don't know if they're going to go any higher than that in the future. But if it gets to a point where everyone can take their created character and just have hundreds across the board, then that would be truly balanced, because everyone would be as strong in every area as everyone else, but you would still have your own created character. And maybe that's what they should have done, instead of giving people attribute points to divvy out themselves. Whatever race you pick, once you get to level 99, that's it, and the game decides what areas are strong and what areas are weak, and then the player doesn't have any input, and then the game would kind of balance itself out, because people would pick Frieza's race because they really like Frieza's race, and people would pick Saiyans because they really like Saiyans, and people would pick Earthlings because they really like Earthlings, and all of the stats would have strengths and weaknesses. Shoot, I can't charge when I have this Dragon Ball. Would have strengths and weaknesses, and that way, one against the other would be balanced. I'm thinking about this kind of like Hearthstone. I don't know if any of you play Hearthstone, but if you do, you know that there are 9 different classes, and they each have their strengths and weaknesses. And they all, they balance each other out. There's always a counter to the other classes, and so maybe that's how they should have done it. But like I said, again, it's too late. We're already down the path, and this is how they've done the game. So maybe all this stuff is just going to be research for Xenoverse 2 when that comes. Oh, I didn't even see this Dragon Ball here. I thought it was in the hut. So who knows? I mean, maybe they're going to mix it up. Maybe that's what's going to come in the future. But as of right now, no, I don't think the game is unbalanced. I think that's just how people play the game. I just think that's how the game is played right now by the player base. The player base is... If the game is unbalanced, it's because the player base is playing it in an unbalanced way, I guess I should say. But, and you can say that some of the attacks make the game unbalanced because some of the attacks are too OP, but you're always going to have that in games. The developers are always going to have to make tweaks and adjustments along the way, and you can't say that the whole game is unbalanced just because one attack is too OP, because, again, most people are just going to use that attack, and if everyone is using that attack, then it's not unbalanced because everyone has that attack. Everyone has that ability. Just like people say that items are OP or they change it. Not really, because everyone has access to items if you want to use an item, and it's a strategy thing. So, no, I don't think the game is currently unbalanced. No, I don't think a level 99 cap is going to make the game unbalanced. And, I mean... some really cool builds and stuff come out of it. I hope that's what's happening. That's what will happen, but you know, there's only one way to tell, and that's to release the DLC pack and see what people do with it, see what people who reach, you know, level 99 get. So, but that's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to drop that in while I was training up this character here. This is Majin jDantastic. We're at level 30 now, and we almost have our attribute points in the Ki Blast Supers all the way up to 87. And just as an example, as like, before I was planning on playing online, my first character that I played through the game with, my Frieza race character, all these stats are differentiated based on how I thought I needed strength. You know, as I was playing through the storyline, I would play a mission and I would get beat down really quick. So I'm like, oh man, I need more health. And then I would play another mission and I'm like, wow, I'm not doing enough damage. I need some attack. And then I would play another mission and I'm like, oh man, I can't dodge enough. I need more stamina. And so as I played through the storyline, I catered my stats to that. And so I think that is what made the game really fun in customizing my own character. And then I go play online and it's like this rude awakening because everyone just poured their stats, and I didn't even think about it like that. I mean, I guess I should have. It's kind of stupid not to think that people would do that. But I just didn't think about it like that. I didn't think, oh, I need to create a character and tank it out so that it'll be great online. You know, that's just not the way that I had envisioned it. But you know what? It's fine that it is. That's how people want to play the game, and people are going to play the game that they want to play the game. And if you want to play the game with other people, then you're going to have to learn. And maybe you're just going to have to get really good. If you don't want a character that's built like that and you want to build your own character, then build your own character and get really good and find a way to counter that stuff. I don't know. That's just kind of how it is. So, wrapping up, don't think the game is unbalanced. I don't think it's going to get any more quote-unquote unbalanced than it already is. It's just going to increase the way that people are currently playing. And that's that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PS4. This is my Majin character. If you enjoyed this video, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, drop a comment down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If it's your first time stopping by my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Stick around with me, have some fun. And as always, I will talk to you in the next video. Later.